Y'all, I can't even breathe right now. The Toronto Blue Jays just got their hearts ripped out in the most brutal way imaginable. Game 7, 11 innings. Rogers Center shaking like an earthquake. And then Will Smith crushes our dreams with one swing. Dodgers 5, Blue Jays 4. Back-to-back World Series champs while we're left wondering what could have been. This was supposed to be our year, folks. 32 years of waiting since Joe Carter's legendary blast. We had them on the ropes. We were 3 outs away in Game 5. But somehow, some way, LA found a way to break every Blue Jays fan's heart tonight. If you're bleeding blue and white like me, you need to smash that like button right now. Drop a comment telling me how you're feeling because I know you're hurting just as bad as I am. And subscribe because we're going to process this together as a family. Jays Nation doesn't quit, and neither do we. Let me paint the picture of what just went down at Rogers Center just hours ago. The energy was electric. 50,000 fans packed in, wearing their blue jerseys, waving towels, believing this was finally our moment. We'd clawed back from being down 3 games to 2. We forced Game 7, home field advantage. Everything lined up perfectly. The baseball gods were supposed to smile on Toronto tonight, but instead, we got gut-punched in the worst way possible. This World Series was an absolute war from the jump. Game 1, we dominated. 11-4 beatdown that had everyone thinking we were destined for glory. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was crushing baseballs. Bo Bichette was doing Bo things. Our pitching staff looked locked in. Then the Dodgers clawed back with wins in Games 2 and 3, including that absolutely insane 18-inning marathon that Freddie Freeman ended with a walk-off homer that still gives me nightmares. 18 innings, folks. That's 2 full games worth of baseball in one night. But here's what made us believe. After falling behind 3 games to 1, this Blue Jays squad showed the heart of champions. We stormed back to win Games 4 and 5 inches Los Angeles. 6-2 and 6-1. Dominant performances that had Dodger Stadium quieter than a library. We were rolling. The momentum had completely shifted. Kevin Gausman was dealing. Our bats were alive. Everything clicked at exactly the right time. We forced Game 6 back home, and even though we dropped that one 3-1, we had Game 7 at Rogers Center with our fans behind us. Now here's where it gets really painful. Tonight's game was everything a Game 7 should be. Back and forth, lead changes, incredible defensive plays, both teams leaving everything on the field. We jumped out to an early lead. Then the Dodgers tied it. We went back ahead. They answered again. It was the kind of baseball that makes you fall in love with October all over again. Except this time, it ended with our hearts in a million pieces on the turf at Rogers Center. Let's talk about what went wrong in those crucial final innings, because this is going to haunt us all winter long. We had opportunities. Bases loaded in the 8th with 1 out, and we couldn't push across the go-ahead run. That's the kind of moment that defines championships, and we couldn't cash in. Then, in the top of the 11th, Will Smith steps up and just absolutely demolishes a hanging slider from our reliever. Gone, no doubt about it. The kind of home run that sucks every ounce of life out of a stadium. You could feel 50,000 hearts breaking simultaneously. But wait, there's more pain coming. Bottom of the 11th, we had a chance. We always have a chance with this lineup. Vlad Jr. gets on base, the tying run at the plate. Rogers Center is shaking again. People are on their feet screaming. And then we hit into a double play that basically ended our season right there. Just like that, 32 years of waiting. 7 games of incredible baseball. And it ends with a ground ball to second base. Here's what's eating me alive right now. The Dodgers just became the first team to win back-to-back World Series since the Yankees dynasty, from 1998 to 2000. They're in the history books. They're legends. And we're the footnote. We're the team that came so close but couldn't finish. That stings worse than anything. Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts. They're all popping champagne in our building right now while our guys are sitting in the clubhouse trying to process what just happened. Let me break down the series as a whole because it's important to understand just how evenly matched these two teams were. This wasn't a blowout. This wasn't one team dominating. This was 2 heavyweights trading haymakers for 7 straight games. The Dodgers had their moments of brilliance. Ohtani pitching and hitting in Game 7 is something we'll never forget, even if we want to. Freeman's walk-off in that 18-inning thriller. Betts delivering in Game 6. Kike Hernandez making that game-saving double play. They earned it. But so did we. Our guys battled. Vlad Jr. had an incredible series even though it ended in heartbreak. Bo Bichette left everything on the field. Kevin Gausman gave us everything he had. Our bullpen, which has been questioned all season, actually showed up when we needed them most. Well, almost when we needed them most. That one pitch to Will Smith is going to haunt Jordan Romano or whoever was on the mound for the rest of his life. Here's the brutal reality that every Blue Jays fan needs to hear. We haven't won a World Series since 1993. That's 32 years. An entire generation of fans has grown up never seeing this team win at all. We've had good teams, we've had playoff appearances, but we haven't had that moment where we can storm the streets and celebrate a championship. Tonight was supposed to be that moment. Tonight was supposed to erase 3 decades of disappointment. Instead, we're adding another painful memory to the collection. The TV ratings tell an interesting story too. This series averaged 12.5 million viewers, with Game 5 hitting 14.6 million. That's the second highest average since 2018. People were watching. The whole baseball world was tuned in. They wanted to see if the Blue Jays could finally break through. They wanted to witness history. And technically they did, just not the history we wanted. The Dodgers making history while we become the answer to a trivia question nobody wants to answer. Now let's talk about what this means for the future, because as much as this hurts right now, we have to look ahead. This Blue Jays core is still young. Vlad Jr. is in his prime. Bo Bichette has years of great baseball ahead. We've got pieces to build around. The question is whether management will go all in to get us back here, or if they'll use this as an excuse to run it back with the same roster and hope for different results. That's what scares me most. We were right there, one swing away from tying it. A few different bounces and we're the ones celebrating right now. The what-ifs are going to kill us all offseason long. What if we got that runner home in the 8th? What if that pitch to Will Smith was 3 inches lower? What if we don't hit into that double play in the bottom of the 11th? What if Freddie Freeman doesn't walk it off in 18 innings in Game 3? What if we close out Game 6 at home instead of letting it go to 7? These are the questions that will haunt every Blue Jays fan until opening day 2026. But here's what I know about Jays Nation. We're resilient. We've been through heartbreak before, and we always come back stronger. Remember when we got swept by the Royals in that gut-wrenching ALCS? We bounced back. Remember all those years of rebuilding when we were the laughingstock of the AL East? We survived. This hurts worse than anything because we were so close. We could taste it. We had champagne on ice ready to spray. But we'll be back. This core is too talented not to get another shot. The Dodgers deserve credit. Back-to-back championships is incredibly difficult in modern baseball. The parity in this sport makes dynasties almost impossible. But they built a super team, and they delivered when it mattered most. Shohei Ohtani is a generational talent. Freddie Freeman is a clutch machine. Mookie Betts is one of the best all-around players in baseball. They had the horses, and they rode them all the way to parade down Sunset Boulevard, while we're left picking up the pieces. Here's my final thought before I lose my mind completely. This game, this series, this moment, it's going to define how we remember this Blue Jays team. Are they going to be the squad that came up short, or are they going to use this pain as motivation to come back even hungrier next season? That's up to them. That's up to management to give them the pieces they need. And that's up to us as fans to continue supporting them even when it hurts like hell. So Blue Jays Nation, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below telling me how you're processing this. Are you devastated? Are you proud of how we fought? Are you already thinking about next season? Where are you watching from? Let me know your city so we can see how far Jays Nation spreads across Canada and beyond. Hit that like button if you're still bleeding blue and white despite the pain. Subscribe because we're going to break down every move this offseason as we try to get back to this moment. And most importantly, keep your head up. We'll be back. This isn't the end of our story. It's just the end of this chapter. Let's go Blue Jays.